there, Amy here from Knit Collage, and I am super excited to be back to answer some of your questions that you posed and you submitted to my Ask Me Anything form. So I've got about 7 and I'm just going to go through them all. If you would like to ask me one for a future episode, please do. I do these every 2 weeks, or I am trying my best to do these every 2 weeks. So please ask away. If you ask in the comments, if I can't type a quick reply, I'll answer it in a video as well. All right, so let's hop to it. Okay, this is a question I got from, I don't know who, it's anonymous. Designing anything for free people for fall, winter 2023. Any sneak peeks? So actually, I am not designing anything for free people. And this was a conscious decision. So kind of pulling back the curtain on what it's like to run a creative small business. After we wrapped up 2022 and I really took a hard look at our financials and how our collaborations with free people did, I think we did 3 or 4 sweaters and a whole lot of accessories. Melanie on the team, who is the director of operations, she did a deep dive on the financials of working with free people. And sadly, it just doesn't make much financial sense to us. We put a ton into it. There's a lot of samples, a lot of back and forth between myself and Monica in India, sample knitters here. I think Christine on the team worked on their samples a ton, as well as myself. And it's not that they don't pay a good price. In fact, they do. It's just that there's so many costs that go into it and the margins are low for us. So to make it work, we would have to charge double probably what we did last year. And already the sweaters were selling for $600 up, accessories around, I think at least like $150 up. So I decided to let it go this year. And I guess the other piece of that is it being low margin, not really being something that's financially viable for us as a business at Knit Collage. It also took up a ton of my time and the team's time. So when we think about what can create the most value to people, create sustainable income for us as a business that can help us remain in business, I have to really think about that and what we spend our time on. And the free people things really took up a lot of time and didn't produce a lot in the end in terms of bottom line numbers. So sadly, we are not doing free people this season. It doesn't mean it won't happen for future. The bittersweet part is that it's really fun collaborating with them. I always get a lot of fun fashion ideas, and I think I'll really miss that. They did ask me to create a lot of samples that were ornament samples, so I will probably make tutorials for some of those around the holidays. They're really cute for some of the samples that I designed for them that were not picked up. So yeah, it's kind of sad, but that's in a nutshell why I made that decision, a really hard decision to make. It's taken me 13 years in business to be able to make hard decisions like that. Very, very tough. Okay, not so much of a question, next person, but I think that a scarf in Serenity and Wildflower with granny squares would be super cute and cozy, either large squares or smaller squares to form a checkerboard type pattern. I love that idea. I think that's from Lisa. I love it. No, not Lisa. Elizabeth. That's from Elizabeth. Yeah, I love that idea. Really cool. Okay. I joined Creative Knitters a few months ago and just finished my first make-along and I'm excited for the next one. When does the fall make-along typically start? Yay, Elizabeth. I'm super pumped to hear that. So our make-along will start, I think it's October 11th is the official day we begin. And if you are on the email newsletter, which I'll link below, you will be the first one to find out. It sounds like you probably already are if you joined in this fast make along. So the design survey usually comes out the week after Labor Day, and that's where you get to vote on what you'd most like to make. And I'd so love to hear which style is your favorite. I shared a few of the options in the previous video. So if you haven't watched that, definitely go ahead and check that out. This is a really good one. Okay. Have you ever considered socks for the make along? I would love to learn how to make a cozy pair of socks, but feel intimidated as a beginner to try them on my own. I totally would consider a pair of socks for a make along. That is a great idea. It's never crossed my mind to do socks because our yarns are so bulky. So I guess if we did socks, it would be more like a what? Like a house or sock or a slipper. It might not be, maybe you'd wear it with like Birkenstocks or something like that, but it wouldn't be like a sock to wear every day inside your sneakers or something like that. So that's why I haven't thought about socks. We have, I think, one leg warmer pattern that's really, really cute. So I'm totally up for it. We have our Spun Cloud Light now. That might work for socks. Serenity might work for socks. It has nylon in it. So I'm open and I love it. I definitely take notes from these with all the suggestions. Okay, next one. This one, I don't know who this one is. This is anonymous. Will the Happy Hexy sweater be one that we can vote for in the fall make along? So the Happy Hexy sweater is a sweater that Cheryl designed on the team here, and it was in the spring design survey, and we haven't released it yet. It didn't make it into the make along. We have to release it. So I think we will probably release that separate from the fall make along because we have a whole bunch of new patterns for the fall make along. But don't worry, it is coming. It will be coming. Okay, great. So I just have one more question, and I am going to shut my creaky door, be right back, and then answer that. All right, I'm back. There's a little background noise. I apologize. My kids are home. It's summer. So I have two final questions. The first is, do you have a pool of test knitters or do you do an open call? So when we test a pattern, we do have a pool of test knitters that we work with, and we throw it out to them. And if we can't fill all the testing spots, then we do an open call. And usually I just announce that either on my newsletter or on my Instagram. So that's how I typically do that. And let's see, how does the knit collage pattern testing process work? Okay, here's the last question. It is kind of an intense process. So the pattern is finished, it's graded, it's been through tech editing, and we send out a testing call, and we look for testers for each size. So each pattern in each size is tested to make sure the yarn usage and fit are perfect. And once that tester has signed up for that particular size or their size, whatever it might be, we send them yarn. So this is really what makes us different than how, let's say, a pattern designer like Park Williams or Andrea Mowry might work, where as a tester, you're in charge of getting your own yarn and they might give you suggestions, but you can use any yarn you like. In our world, our yarn is so unique and so different that in order to ensure the pattern is really tested well and it's accurate, we give testers yarn. And crazy children, sorry. And this is really, really important because our yarns are hand spun and handmade. They really behave differently and they act differently than other commercial yarns. So to be able to put a pattern out there with confidence, I need to be 100% sure it works in our yarns. That makes sense. So we offer the yarns to our testers for free in their size. They get to pick a color combo, and that's always fun because often they pick color combos I wouldn't think of that are really unique and pretty. And then they test the pattern, and we ask them to give us, detailed feedback on the pattern. If there are any mistakes, we want to be alerted about that. If they have questions, we want to be alerted about that. If they notice anything, we ask that they really put detailed eyeballs on it. And that's how it works. We have a testing deadline, and the deadline really depends on the pattern and how difficult the pattern is, what needle size the pattern is knit up on or crocheted on, which hook size it's crocheted on. And once the deadline's done, we ask for finished photos so that we can see how it fits on you and how the sample came out. We also ask for finished yarn weights and sample weights. That helps us figure out yarn usage, which is really important. We don't want anyone running out of yarn when they knit our patterns. And we also have, we ask if we can share photos, and you can say no to this, but it's really fun and awesome to share photos of tester pics with our community online, because it gives us the opportunity to show people in our community, our customers, and the community at large what this sweater looks like on different body shapes and in different color combos. So it's really fun to be able to share that. We have a pattern coming out this week called the Be Kind sweater. I'll insert a picture here. And the tester photos truly blew my mind. Like it was just unbelievable. I'm definitely going to share those over on Instagram as well, because I think they just came out so cool, and I love the combos we made, but they look so freaking awesome. So that's how it works. If you don't meet the deadline, that's really tough for us because we have our deadlines, especially if it's a make-along project. So we do ask that you meet the deadline, and we try really hard to make it one that's not too tight, right? And we're really working on building in more lead time and getting ahead as much as possible into our process, which Melanie on the team is doing a great job of, but it takes time. So that's how it works. Once we get all the tester feedback, the designer gets that, we edit the pattern again, and then the pattern goes to PDF. Verily puts it into a PDF, into our template, and then it comes back to us to be a pattern ready to be published. Of course, there's some back and forth at the PDF stage because there can be mistakes that happen just from taking it from Word doc to PDF. It's always fun. There's a lot of technical detail, a lot of detail eyes that need to go to be on it to really bring that to life. So it's a lot. It's an intense process. And if you are interested in being a tester, you can definitely reach out to hello@knitcollage.com. That's Amy Mack. And we can see if that's a good fit. I think we just ask for examples of your knitting, things like that. It's nothing crazy. So that is that. And that's all my questions. Behind the scenes, I am working on our spring design call submissions. I am working on getting the Be Kind sweater out into the world. We have some new sale yarns that I just added to the site. Not a ton. I think most of them are under like 10 skeins left. So if you're interested in those, scoop those up. I think they're all 20% off. The two neon colors we have of Serenity left, we don't have much left of those, and those were used in the tester picks of the Be Kind that I'm like, why did we discontinue this color? It's so good. The neon lime, it's so good. And I think that's it. We have our Creative Knitters membership opening up in a couple weeks, so I will be sharing more about that soon. Oh, something very important. Our celebration video for the make-along is this coming weekend on Sunday. And so all the finished object photos I showed you in my making vlog will be in there. And it's going to be amazing because I think we have 300, I think the last check it was like 310 finished object photos from this make-along. So really exciting. I think it's going to be our longest ever. It's going to be Joy Bomb Smiles. So if you're live on YouTube Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be live then. So I'd love to invite you to join and watch the premiere live with us, even if you didn't join in the make along, or you can watch the replay later. So I think that's everything, all the things all at once, always. And yeah, let me know what you think. Please feel free to ask me a question. I love fielding questions about the business side, and the question about free people kind of led me into that realm. So please feel free to ask me literally anything. I love coming on here for these. And thank you so much for being here. It is a joy to be able to do these for you every 2 weeks. All right, bye.